Welcome back to my channel. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Give me 1 second. I need to readjust. Just give me 1 second. Let's move things around and get situated here. Thank you guys for joining. 1 second, guys. We got to move the chair around. All right. So, welcome back to my channel. This is the PTA Coach. We are back again, guys. I know it's Sunday night. Look at the time, and we're just going, right, grinding, trying to get this through. So tonight I have a few things I want to share. Of course, we know that the exam is coming up very, very soon, and we're gearing up for that. Guys, give me 1 second. See, I noticed something was off. I didn't have my glasses on. Okay, so let's put this guy on so we can see clearly now. All right, I think that's a little better. So we do have an exam coming up very soon, and we're prepping for that. And so a lot of things that I share with you guys here and also in the workshop, we go into detail about it. I want all of us to pass, guys. I am very compassionate about this. I can't say this enough. And the exam hits different, like it hit different. Okay. I'm not trying to scare anybody right now. Okay. I know I already took my exam a long time ago, got my license, and I've been working. But the reason I say this is to put us in that mind frame. Like FSBPT has told us that they will be asking well structured questions. So we have to have a well structured approach to get this. All right, so tonight we're going to be covering musculoskeletal real quick. Once again, to join the workshop, just send me an email. A lot of you have been reaching out. That's great. Send me an email. I normally would respond and tell you guys, hey, what's the best time to chat with you? Okay, so once we have that chat, then I can set you up for the workshop. Now the workshops are both group and individual. Okay, so there's you can pick what you choose. If you have somebody else that wants to be in a workshop, or if you guys want to do like a group session, it's fine. If you want to do one-on-one, is also fine. Okay, I'm very, very flexible about that. Okay, so when I say workshop, it's not just as a group. One-on-one also counts as a workshop. Okay, so when you send me that, when I establish that chat with you, and figure out where you are and what you're trying to do. And then from there, we can set out sessions. Now, the workshop is not free, but send an email and I'll send you guys details. Okay. And in case you send me a message and I don't respond right away, I will, guys. It's just, a lot of moving parts right now, trying to put things together, but I will respond to you. So for a lot of you that reached out to me yesterday, I believe, or so, I have responded. Okay. So just make sure you be on the lookout for your emails and just follow through on the things that I'm asking, and then we can take it from there. So tonight we will be covering musculoskeletal, just a few things that I want to talk about. Let me go ahead and share my screen so we can get going here. Give me 1 second. Let's see what I want to share. Okay, 1 second, guys. 1 second. Let's see here. No, I don't want to share that screen. So I think I want to share this. And there we go. And before we continue, let me just check my devices here, make sure we're on, make sure everything is good, and then we'll keep going. Give me 1 second, guys. I appreciate you guys for joining. I also appreciate you guys for liking, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. Okay, we're gradually growing. And real quick, I've shared this a lot with a lot of you. I'm not new to the world of physical therapy. My channel is new, okay, and we're gradually growing, but I'm not new to the world of physical therapy. I've been around for pushing on 10 years now, okay? So lots of experience in different settings, home health, hospital, clinics, skilled nursing facilities. I've worked in different places and have a lot to share with a lot of you, okay? All right, so I believe the audio and video, everything is good. You guys can see everything. But if there anything is missing, like you can't hear me or whatever the case might be, please, guys, let me know, okay? Let me know. All right, so I think we're good. All right, so let me go back to the questions here and let's get going. Once again, the exam is coming up very soon, right? We all know we have an exam in July. We also have another one coming up in October, okay? And so we have to go out there and get this, guys. Now, when I tell you guys that we have 6 lifetime attempts, now I am in the state of Texas. You heard me say that a lot, right? So here in Texas, we have 6 chances to get this. Now, if you live in places like Florida or other places, it might be a different number of chances that you have to take the exam, but just research and find out, okay? But the key thing here, guys, is we don't want to keep taking this exam because each time that we take this exam, it costs money. It's not free, right? It's not free. It costs money. So we have to make sure we come into this workshop. I have a lot to share with you guys, and then we can gain the knowledge and wisdom and be well structured to stand on business. I know you guys have heard me that in my videos, standing on business. I truly believe in that. Okay. All right. So let's go through this question real quick. Says here, what is the average adult step length and what is the definition of step length? Uh-oh. Now, a lot of these questions, guys, and these practice questions that I show you guys, I group them into different categories, right? And this is just my categories. For you, it might be different. Some questions on here might be like basic, okay, because this is like talking about, we're going into topics like gait, right? So some of these topics might be basic. Some of these things that I share with you guys might be intermediate. I'm talking about the questions. And some might be advanced. Okay, so I want you guys to kind of read this question right now and don't use AI, guys. I rather you like read this question, okay? Pick out the keywords like I always tell you guys and give it a shot. What's better, that we miss it now and correct it than the actual exam, right? Once again, I don't know what's going to be on you guys' exam, but all these things are important. Okay, so what is the average adult step length and what is the definition of step length? All right, option A is the average adult step length 26.5 and is step length defined as the distance measured between heel strike and subsequent heel strike of the opposite limb. Is it 25 inches? Is step length defined as distance measured between heel strike and subsequent heel strike of the same limb? Is it 23 inches? Step length is defined as a distance measured between heel strike and subsequent heel strike of opposite limb. Is it 28 inches? Step length is defined as a distance measured between heel strike and subsequent heel strike of the opposite limb. Now, once again, what are the key things here, guys? This is just like information that we need to know, right? I mean, if I was studying for this and prepping for this is just one of those things that I just need to like remember, okay? And so I want you guys to search this up. Once again, if you're not sure of what the answer is, I want you guys to give me 1 second here, guys. I'm going to go into this book real quick and share some stuff with you. So I want you guys to look up things like gait, okay? Let me see if I can spot that real quick now that I'm here. 1 second, guys. 1 second. I'm just bringing up the book, okay? So let me tell you guys, once again, it might not be the same page in your book, but either way, just do a search on the things that I talk about. Once again, I always tell you guys, right, that for everything I talk about, there's going to be a reference point. So now I'm going to page 134. Just give me 1 second. Okay, let's go over here. All right, so right here it talks about gait. Okay, so I want you guys to read up a little bit on gait. Read up a little bit on gait. So I have shared in my videos, guys, that I in my workshop, we go into the meat and potatoes of what you guys need to do to pass the exam, right? And so for that reason, I don't teach from scratch, right? I've said that like in so many videos. I don't like from the get-go tell you what gait is, different types of gait, abnormal gait. So what I do is before each workshop, I share with you guys like the topic. Okay, I always have like an agenda. Agenda will be like the things that I'm going to talk about in that workshop. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll say, for example, I want you guys to read up on gait. I want you guys to read up on stuff like step length, the average adult step length. What is it? I will prep you guys like, okay, go review these things before we come into the workshop, because when we come in, we're diving straight in just like this, right? With the questions, okay? And so you would always know like what topics we will be covering for each workshop. So I want you guys to search this up, okay? Search it up. Okay, once again, in my book, I'm looking at page 134. That's the reference point. Okay, so in your app or website that you're using to review at this time, I want you guys to look at that topic, okay? Now, let me go to the next question. Give me 1 second here. Let's go back that way. All right, question 11. A physical therapist assistant observed a patient's alignment in standing from a side view and concluded that the line of gravity falls in front of the patella. Which condition would most likely be associated with the described finding? Is it A, squinting patella? Is it B, genu recurvatum? Is it C, genu varum? Is it D, genu valgum? Okay. Now, for this, guys, and I've kind of talked about posture in some of my other videos a little bit. I want you guys to check this out, okay? I want you guys to check this out. Let me show you guys this, guys. This is on page 75. Once again, what am I referring to is the PTA exam, the complete study guide by Scott Giles, okay? This is just what I'm using for reference, guys. I'm not being sponsored or anything by this company. And so this is where I'm getting this is Core Builders, okay? And I'm talking about page 75. Now, when you go through actually 74 and 75, page 74 and 75, it talks to you guys about good and faulty posture, okay? Good and faulty posture. Now, when they talk about this part right here, guys, real quick, the line of gravity, it's also referred to as the plumb line. You guys see this picture right here? Guys, for some reason, the light in here is dim. So this picture right here has a picture of a normal posture and an abnormal posture. So how is it assessed? Okay. They use what's called a plumb line, even though right here it says the line of gravity. Okay. So this line of gravity, once again, we're going to pick out the key words real quick. Give me 1 second. This is a side view, right? This is a side view. So let's highlight that. And line of gravity, which is also known as plumb line. That's what I call it, guys. Okay. Which condition would most likely be associated with the finding? Okay. So once again, for you guys to get that information, I actually marked it out, guys. Sorry. I'm going to go back to it and give me 1 second. So this is all under musculoskeletal, okay? I almost gave you guys the answer to the first question. It's actually right here. So this right here is under musculoskeletal terminology, okay? Let me find that for you guys right here. And once again, I want you guys to read that up because why do I say this? When I come to things like this, like what I'm presenting to you guys, I don't truly believe in just giving away answers, okay? I want you guys to actually do the research. I feel like you learn more when you do that. So what am I talking about right now? Page 123, okay? It talks about genu recurvatum, genu varum, genu valgum. They're not all the same thing, right? They're not the same thing. So I want you guys to find out more about it because I've told you guys in the past that for every pathology out there or every condition out there, there's different ways that they can ask you questions about all this stuff right here. They can ask you questions like what stress compression occurs in the legs with this type of stuff. Okay, even though they're not going to ask you the question the way I just asked you, but they could ask you that question. Is it the lateral aspect of the leg that's being compressed or stressed? Is it the medial? So you want to know all those things because questions could come in any format, guys. And when you come into the workshop, I go into detail about what I mean by questions coming in different formats, okay? So once again, yeah, when you look at this guy's posture from the side view, okay, what did you notice there? If this guy presented with one of these conditions, okay, if his line of gravity falls in front of the patella, what is most likely the finding? Okay. All right. So, guys, we're going to stop right there. It's kind of late right now. We'll continue during the week. Give me 1 second here, guys. I'm not going to close my screen yet. Let me just talk to you guys for a second. Okay. So, once again, the workshops are ongoing. The exam is very soon. And so you guys notice that I've gotten a little bit busier because I'm trying to get people situated and get everything going. It's not a problem. I'm never too busy for you. Just once you send that email, once again, we establish contact and then we can share like phone numbers and stuff like that. I don't give away my phone number on YouTube, guys. I don't give it away on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I just don't give it away publicly. But once we establish that contact, I get you set up for the workshop and then we can get going. Okay. So I appreciate you guys for being patient with the process, but everything is working out great. So before I go, and I know a lot of you have heard me say this, but if it's your first time watching my videos and my channel, I feel like it's almost impossible to pass the state board if we don't hit the three main areas. We have musculoskeletal, okay? We have the nervous system, and we have the cardiopulmonary system. Now, of course, there's five major areas, right? The other two is non-systems and other systems. They are just as important, but 60% of the exam comes from the three areas that I mentioned: musculoskeletal, okay, cardiopulmonary, and nervous system. It's almost impossible to pass this exam if we don't hit these three areas. I'm not trying to scare you, okay? It's just the truth of the truth of the truth. If you go and check out the FSBPT website, when they talk to you guys about, or when they write about the percentages and breakdown of the exam and how it's weighted, this is what I'm talking about right here, guys. Okay. The breakdown of how the questions will be asked. I'm not talking about the actual question. I'm just talking about the percentages. Okay. Let me just read something to you guys real quick. Okay. So going back here, it says here right here. Hold on, guys. 1 second. I want to show you guys something. Okay. Now, musculoskeletal system, there's going to be anywhere from 36 to 41 questions, hot questions, okay? Neuromuscular and nervous system, just to give you guys an idea, 28 to 34 questions, okay? Cardiovascular and pulmonary systems, you're going to have 21 to 26 hot questions. Now, other systems, you're going to have 18 to 38 hot questions, okay? Non-systems, you're going to have anywhere from 25 to 33 questions. So this just exemplifies what I was talking about, right? Everything is important. A lot of you ask me like, well, coach, what do I need to really focus on? I wish I can tell you better. Like everything is important, right? I mean, because when I was taking the exam years ago, I said to myself, everything in this book or the apps or in school that I've studied is fair game. And I truly believe it's fair game. But when we come into the workshop, guys, once again, the meat and potatoes of how to get this, I will show you, right? Because however a question is presented to you, you get it. For example, scoliosis. I don't know why I like using scoliosis as an example all the time, guys, but there's different ways they can ask you about scoliosis, right? They can ask you basic questions like, how is the Adam Fowler's Ford bend test? What is it all about? They could ask you that. How is it done? They can ask you how else is a patient assessed for scoliosis, right? They can ask you questions like, how does it present? I've talked about that briefly on this, not today, but in my previous videos, right? So they can go into things like there's going to be signs of uneven hips, okay? There's going to be shoulder asymmetry, possibly leg length discrepancy. So there's so many ways that one pathology, they can come up with questions. It's kind of like what we talked about tonight, step length and all that stuff. There's so many ways they can ask you questions about heel strike, gait patterns, and abnormal gait patterns. There's just so many things. But however the question comes at you in the actual exam, you want to get it. Okay. And I've talked a lot about learning how to pick out key words, kind of like what I just did with that last question. Okay. Side view, line of gravity. It falls in front of the patella. Okay. So when you come into workshop, we dive deeper into ways to get this. Once again, no teaching from scratch. Okay. Why do I say this? A lot of us have been through PTA school. Okay. We've done very well. We've graduated. We're at the point of crossing the bridge. When I say crossing the bridge, I'm talking about getting the license, right? So when you come in, we have so much to talk about that there's no time for like teaching from scratch kind of thing, because remember, it's not free. You're spending your time, you're spending your money, you're spending your talent and your effort and your energy. Okay. So I want all of us to maximize our time while we're in the workshop. And guys, it's very, very interactive. It's not just me talking the whole time and everybody's listening. Everybody gets involved and we all do it together and get it to work. Okay. So this week, we're going to be having workshops in the evenings. Okay. It's going to be 6 p.m. Excuse me, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Monday through Friday, okay? 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, okay? If you have any questions about that, just once again, my email is my last name, aka LUSO, the number 40 at gmail.com. That's aka LUSO, the number 40 at gmail.com. We also have sessions that will take place on Saturdays and Sundays. For Saturdays, we have 2 sessions. The first one is going to be at 10 a.m. and the second session is going to be at 6 p.m. Okay, so we have a 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. For Sundays, it's just evenings, guys. Okay, evening hours, possibly I say about 6:30ish. Okay, we're kind of flexible on Sundays, but for the weekdays, what did I say for weekdays, guys? It's going to be 6 p.m. Okay, weekdays 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Okay. All right. I'll hang on for a few minutes, guys, and then after that, I have to go. I do realize it's very late, but I just had to. I had to come out and present this information to all of you. And guys, please let me stop sharing my screen. I don't think you guys want to see these questions right now, but I want you guys to go out there and research these questions, okay? And once again, for everything I talked to you guys about, you would always have a reference point. You're always going to hear me say things like, search it up online, get it from this place, get it from that place, or I might make a reference to the book or to an app. So everything I talk about, guys, legit, you can find that information, okay? And once again, and I'll share more of this in the workshop. For example, this right here, guys, number 11, all these terms right here, squintum patella, genu recurvatum, genu varum, genu valgum. That's a study set. That's like a little mini study session right there. Because if I were in your shoes, I want to find out what makes a person end up with a genu varum posture or a genu valgum posture or a genu recurvatum posture or squintum patella. What causes that? Okay, so when you come into the workshop, we'll dive deeper into a lot of things. Let me stop sharing my screen for a second. Let's see here. All right, so once again, yes, the workshops are ongoing. Okay, you don't want to wait till the last minute, guys. Once again, the actual exam is next month, July, and we also have another one coming up in October. And I can't say this enough. The exam hits different. If we think we're gonna walk in there and just skate through the exam, I'm yet to see a PTA out there tell me that they took the exam and it was very easy. I'm not trying to scare anybody, guys. There's nothing scary about me, but we have to prep for this. Okay, we have to prep for this, and I have a lot of information, a lot of resources to help a lot of us get through this. If I got through it, guys, years ago, you can do the same. You can do the same, but you need tips. And once again, I've told you guys, like in Texas, right, it's 6 lifetime attempts. Let's say you live in, I don't know, Florida, and it's 8 attempts. I don't know, guys. You guys can search that up. You take it the first time, you didn't pass. Second time, did not pass. Third time, fourth time, fifth time, did not pass. Now you have only three chances left. And you've been spending money this whole time. So a lot of things need to change. You see what my hat says? It says good vibes only. That's what I want us to have is the good vibes. And when you've had this exam 5 times and have not passed, I don't see anything good about those vibes. First of all, it's going to keep you down. You're going to have this low self-esteem. I'm not talking about you guys. I'm talking about people in the back who have to take this exam and keep retaking the exam. It's going to make the people feel a certain kind of way. I don't want you feeling that way, right? And so if you've had some review courses out there, and once again, I don't drop names of any review courses, okay? I respect all PTAs that are actually doing this online, PTs, I respect all of you. But if you've been taking review courses out there, okay, same thing, getting the same result, something has to change. We can't keep doing the same thing and expect a different result. There are bits and pieces of the puzzle that are missing, and we need to put those things together quickly. I don't sugarcoat anything, guys. I tell you just the way it is. Just the way it is. The truth of the truth of the truth. We have to pass. Think about it. I don't know how long your program is. Mine was 19 months. A lot of PTA schools is 24 months. So a lot of you out there, for everything that you learned in 24 months, I had to learn in 19 months and go and take my state board exam and pass my state board exam. So I do understand. It's a lot of information. It could be overwhelming. I mean, look at this book. I've said this so many times. I don't actually know how I got through this whole book. Plus apps, plus websites, plus nights of studying, plus nights of reviewing to get my license. But it's worth the sacrifice. Why? Because there's plenty of jobs out there. I've told a lot of you, don't even worry about the jobs. A lot of you out there in America, I don't know how it works in other parts of the world, but in America, guys, as a PTA, there's jobs everywhere. If you doubt anything I'm saying, I want you to come to the workshop and re-ask me the same question. Hey, coach, you talked about the fact that there's jobs everywhere. I can't find a job and this and that. Talk to me. Okay. I am approachable and I'll guide you and show you resources to help you get your job and get going. Once you pass this exam, guys, it's once in a lifetime. All you have to do after that is continue education. You do your continuing education, you submit that to the board, you keep your license valid. That's all, right? So we have to get through this, and I know that we can all get through this. You guys are very, very intelligent. I mean, you're you're going like 100 miles an hour, which is not bad. What I mean by that is you guys have lots of information. You study more than I would ever study, right? Because guess what? Tomorrow morning, I have to get up and go to work, right? I go to work, I come back, I host a workshop, and then we go through stuff. So a lot of you have lots of information. And what I'm going to do for you is when you come into that workshop once again, we're going to go through actual practice questions and I'll walk you guys through a lot of strategies, how to zero in on certain things, how to zero in on those keywords, the elimination process, the thought process. Because when you get into the exam, for every question, we don't have all day, right? I know I tell you guys pick out keywords and all that kind of stuff. You will be doing that in the actual exam, but you don't have all day, right? Like each question, you probably have like a minute and some change to answer it. And you don't want to spend more than that answering the question. So if you guys have any questions, you can drop it in the chat or send me an email. I'm about to wrap things up. I'm just talking to all of us right now. Okay. So if you have any questions, you can drop it in the chat or you can send me an email, aka LUSO, the number 40 at gmail.com. Okay. So I want all of us to get this. I want, regardless if you have 6 attempts or 6 chances or 8 or 9 or 3 or 4 or 5, depending on where you live in America, I want all of us to get this. And I know we can get this. And that's why I use that phrase all the time, standing on business. You should join. We come into the workshop, we have a great time, and we also gain a lot of wisdom and knowledge. to approach this. Okay. Okay. So I think I'll stop there, guys. I have to go do other things. Yeah, it's 10. Wow, it is late. But I'm gonna make an attempt to come on early tomorrow morning. It's not the workshop. It's just some. If you guys know, sometimes in the morning I'm all dressed in my uniform and I share something with you guys. That's just me sharing stuff with you guys on YouTube. The workshop, once again, is in the evenings. Okay. Once again, I believe I told you guys for this week, Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. On Saturday, you guys remind me of what I said. I've said so many things. I know Sundays, I told you guys, is going to be in the evenings, and I'm kind of flexible with the time, but it's mostly evenings. Sundays, I believe I told you guys we have a morning session, and then we also have another one taking care that takes place in the afternoons. I'm kind of flexible with the time, but you would always know ahead of time, like, okay, it's this time, it's this time, it's that time. Okay. But for the weekdays for now, it's 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you join. Okay. What else do I have to share with you guys? That's about it for now. As the days go by, as we approach the exam, and it's very soon. Okay. I'll be sharing more information like strategies, words of wisdom, words of advice, and checking out what you guys are working on. All right. Because for a lot of you, this is what I've noticed, right? For a lot of you, you have the knowledge, like you know a lot of stuff, right? Which is good. But then it's trying to put that information together to be able to answer questions, the application of that knowledge to the question or to the questions. Okay. That's what you need to, that's what you probably need to work on. For some of you, the knowledge base is a little lower. The reason I say that is sometimes when you share your scores, like what you got on your Pete or your practice exams, I notice that there's gaps there. And so I work with you on those gaps and show you how to navigate that process to build up your knowledge base. For some of you, it's just maybe that little fear of answering questions, and we can get over that. I show you guys how to do that. Okay. So it's just a lot of things. For every student, it's not the same. I'm not saying that you're less than somebody else, but it's just me talking to students and figuring out where they are and getting them and getting all of you the help that you need. Okay. And we can get there together. All right. So I appreciate you guys for joining tonight. Like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification button so you know exactly when I come on. I appreciate all of you for what you do. And I look forward to talking to you guys tomorrow. Once again, it's not too late to sign up for tomorrow's workshop. Tomorrow, once again, is at 6 p.m. So you can send the emails tonight. I might not get it tonight, guys, because it's late. But tomorrow I will be responding to my emails and all that good stuff and getting you geared up. Okay. All right. So we'll talk later. I want you guys to continue to go out there and strive. And you are victorious because that's who you are. And I truly believe in you. And we can do this together. Remember, guys, we will continue to stand on business because that's what we do. I'll talk to you guys soon and have a great week. Bye bye.